Hello, welcome to another video. Today I'm excited to share some recent finds, favorites, specifically with books, some recent books I've collected, and then also some fitness favorites. So it's kind of like a weird mix of categories, but I'm excited to share these items with you. And before we jump into them, I would love to give a little shout out to SportRx. They graciously gifted me a pair of sport sunglasses. These are the Olsen sunglasses in the polished white with rose inferno lenses. And I just love this color combination. The frame is made from an eco-friendly bioresin nylon material, so it feels incredibly lightweight in your hands, but it's also designed to be durable enough for everyday adventures and sports. The lenses provide 100% UV protection. They also have a wraparound shape that gives you extra coverage around your peripheral vision. And the nose pads and temple tips have soft rubberized finish, which helps create a secure, comfortable fit. They offer these frames with or without prescription lenses, so you can customize them to fit your own vision needs. So I have actually worn these out on a run, so I'll share a little bit about what I style or how I styled them, because I specifically use them for running, but you can use these glasses for a variety of activities outdoors, hiking, fishing, water sports, you name it. So for me, I specifically use them for running, and I found them incredibly comfortable. I wear these glasses not just for sun protection, but also wind. When you're running outside or it's windy, the last thing I want is something getting in my eye or like sweat getting in my eye. So these glasses actually really just protect my eyes while I'm running outside, and it's just so much more of a comfortable experience. So highly recommend glasses in general, but these are just so luxurious and premium. Shout out again to SportRx for gifting them to me. They are just like probably one of my most luxurious pieces, if not the luxurious one I own. So feel free to check them out. I'll have their information in the description below. And shout out to my friend who works there who hooked me up because yeah, I was like, this is such a cool brand, and I love that they offer prescription, because I just feel like that can be hard to come by with alternative glasses on the market. So definitely check them out, and you can also do non-prescription, which is what I did. So yeah, really love these, and thank you again to SportRx for the gift. Okay, now that we've gone over my new favorite pair of running glasses, let's dive into books first, and then we'll get into some favorite fitness stuff. So first up in the book department, I have the Maya Angelou poems. I think this is just a collection of her poems. I'm not sure if it's like a specific, collection, but it looks like it's all of them, if not a good portion of them. So I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and lately I've just been really into writing poetry, reading poetry. It's just been very therapeutic. I've always loved poetry and have returned to it in different seasons, but especially now in just a season of transition that I've been in, just my whole life kind of going upside down. I feel like my attention span has been a little harder for lengthier books, even though I'm doing my best. I feel like something short like poetry is just incredibly accessible while still getting that reading fix in. So I've really been loving these poems. I just pick it up every now and then, read a poem of hers. And she really just has a way with words that I don't know, it really inspires me, and I just have to like read. This is a poem called To a Man. I'm just gonna read like 1 or 2 lines, not the whole thing. It says, the heatless fire consuming itself again anew into ever neverlessness. I would never have thought of combining the words into ever neverlessness. That rolls off the tongue so well. Like, you wouldn't think it reading it. You almost want to be tongue-tied, but it's just not. Like, it easily, I don't know, just easily rolls off the tongue. So definitely have been enjoying this, and yeah, I have just been soaking it in here and there when I have a chance to get some reading time in, which doesn't feel very often, but as you'll see, I've been collecting some books, so I have high hopes I return back to a regular reading schedule. However, that being said, my Goodreads goal was, I think, like 30 books this year. I will not be meeting that goal. So, shout out to all of us who are not gonna meet that, lofty reading goals. This year just was not the year for that. And that's okay. Maybe next year. So, yeah, definitely recommend Maya Angelou's poems and other books and works that she has out there. So continuing on with books that I've read, I did read or listen to an audiobook. I do find audiobooks a little bit more accessible right now, and I did actually just finish the audiobook The Untethered Soul, and that book is kind of like philosophy, psychology, thought. I don't know if it's self-help necessarily, it's just more like an approach on viewing life, the ego, all of that. Yeah, it's one of those books where it felt like it was shaking me by the shoulders in like a good and painful way. I both hated and liked the book. So if that's telling, it really is just about kind of like the 4 agreements, like don't take anything personally, enjoy life because it's, we're floating on a spinning planet. I don't know, there's some thoughts I have about that, but yeah, it really is about kind of like detach yourself from sort of the stories you continuously try to define yourself by, because at the end of the day, yeah, things quickly change, right? So you're not the same as who you used to be. You won't be the same as who you will become. You're also meant to kind of live in the present. It's all very like that kind of stuff. But I enjoyed it. One book, I also listened to the audio version of this. It's kind of a DNF / I might try and finish it because I am like 50% of the way almost done. This is just one of those books where it was for a book club. It's called The Ever King. It's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean with fairies, if you will. So love that, like a pirate-esque fantasy. And I love that stuff. I really wasn't paying a lot of attention reading this book. I'm going to be so honest. Like, I can't recall really any plot details. I was only kind of paying attention every time they had scenes with the main characters having like a romantic tense moment, and then I sort of like checked out when it moved past that. So I don't know. I might finish it because I am almost done with it, but then it's like, why finish it if I don't remember a lot? I don't know. I might remember more than I think I do, but it's just been difficult. If something doesn't really captivate me, it's hard for me to concentrate on it. So, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like at the book club there was mixed feelings about this book. A lot of people were not excited about it. Some people loved it, and there's, I think, a second book as well. So I would say give it a try. I really can't give a recommendation because I feel like I don't really remember it, but maybe I should try and finish it. It's kind of like a maybe DNF. Alright, next up, I can't remember if I talked about this book in a previous video, so I apologize if you are like, why are you sharing this again? But I am still technically reading this book. It's The Ballad of Falling Dragons. It's the second book to When the Moon Hatched. I only read like the first 40 pages. I actually really like this series. Again, the last few months have just been a bit busier, and it wasn't something I wasn't expecting to happen. It just, things get busy. And especially because I've just been going through a lot. Reading is just one of the last things on the list of things to do right now, but I am so anxious to get back to reading this. I've been struggling with like a good nighttime routine. I think it's just because life is busy, and so every night kind of looks different right now, and that's okay. Like, I'm not trying to like restrict myself from experiencing things differently, but I do think that most of the time it's nice to like go to bed early or like have time to read a little bit before going to bed. So I might try and just be a little bit better about that, like habit stacking, if you will, because I'm gonna be in bed anyways, but I think I just like scroll my phone instead of read, you know what I mean? So things like that. So I really want to get back to this. It's just such a good series, and I heard good things about this, so I can't wait to finish it. Yeah, and it's just so beautiful, beautifully written. There's some illustration in the like chapters that I love, so yeah, we'll get back to it. So on my Kindle, I've been actually reading probably the one book I've been able to read in the last like couple months consistently is called The Idiot, and I have brought this book up before. I had purchased it a while on my Kindle, and now I'm actually reading it. And one of the ways I got back into reading just a little bit more than I was, which was not reading at all, was getting pedicures. That's my new thing this year, is I get myself pedicures. And let me tell you, as long as I can keep affording my pedicure, I will get one. Because it's not that long, as much as like if you were to get like an acrylic set, right? I get gel on my toes, and I like my nail lady. She's so sweet. It's like the local nail salon. They have great deals, and it's just like a spa experience. It's a treat to my body. It's like a reminder that my body can be treated well, and it just really is like helpful, kind of like getting a massage. So I get my pedicures about once a month or every month, and during my pedicure I'll read, and it's actually been incredibly helpful and relaxing for me because I don't have to talk. She's busy doing my pedicure, my nail lady, and I get to read, and it's just been a really relaxing monthly beauty treatment for me. So that's how I've been getting through this book, but also I'm excited to finish the book now. At first I was like I felt like it was a book I only was understanding like 30% of the time, which is ironic because the title is called The Idiot. But basically it's a book about a girl who goes to Harvard, and she is from Turkey, so she has like she's like a student that is from a different nationality. She's living in America, and she's kind of like book smart but not street smart, and it kind of goes through her experience of trying to understand relationships, purpose, how to kind of apply her book smart to the world she exists in. Yeah, it's really been enjoyable, and I feel like it's starting to make sense to me. But I do think I might need to read like someone's essay on like reading this book, because I feel like sometimes I'll interpret things and be really off, which is okay. But I do think that will be a fun homework assignment for me after, is to read someone's essay on their thoughts or commentary on the book, so I can kind of better understand it, even from like what I took away. And I've been annotating a lot. I just really have been loving the writing, even though it's super simple. It's actually incredibly interesting. So like one of the highlights I did was, I couldn't imagine how I was going to dispose of my body in space and time every minute of every day for the rest of my life. Another one I highlighted was, why would a desert miss rain? Why wasn't it okay for a desert to be a desert? Why couldn't anything just be what it was? Why did it always have to be missing something? That spoke to me. And then this last one was a favorite. I tried to think positive thoughts. Only one thought brought me comfort, and it was, what is man? What is man that thou art mindful of him? I thought over and over until the lump in my throat subsided. Yeah. So I really recommend this book so far. I still need to finish it, but yeah, The Idiot has been enjoyable. Now let's get into some recent books I purchased and have yet to read, but I'm really excited to read these. Okay, so in the fiction genre, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It kind of matches my theme right now, my color scheme. So this book is about a scientist, women scientists who join NASA's space shuttle program, and it just kind of goes through the character Joan, like her experience, kind of meeting these fellow astronauts, and they go on a mission in the 1980s. I heard this was really good, and I'm excited to read it. I just haven't felt the need to read it yet, but I am looking forward to reading it. And I love that it's not too much, too big. Yeah, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I finished Carrie Soto earlier this year, and I really enjoyed that. I just really love her writing style, and her books in general just captivate you, and yeah, you don't really know what to expect, and I don't know, I really like her stories. So Atmosphere, really excited to read that. Okay, next up, I purchased a book that I've been excited to get my hands on, and it's Kristen Hanna, The Women. I like Kristen Hanna's books a lot. I mean, I've only read one, but I liked it, so I wanted to get another one. I read The Great Alone last year, and it just really just was a beautiful story. Just all the good, heart-wrenching, but good storytelling. And it really just captured me, and so I'm really excited to read The Women. This came out, I think, last year or the year before. It's about a nursing student who works during the Vietnam War era, and it kind of just goes through sort of the women and their kind of roles that they were playing in war, and also just how women experience that. And of course, I'm sure it talks a lot about the history of that time through the lens of like fiction, which I really enjoy. So yeah, for some reason I do enjoy kind of like historical fiction vibes. It really feels like I'm learning something about that era from like someone's perspective, even if it's fiction. But yeah, I mean, really excited to read this, and I've heard great things. So yeah, we'll see if I can get through it this year. Maybe I will. I have lofty goals for reading, apparently, but I think one of the things with the books that I enjoy reading typically have just been a little tougher, and I think it's just because I need something different, and that's okay. So like poetry, and I've actually been really interested in some philosophy or nonfiction, so I picked up a few books that I'm excited to, I don't know, just learn something different and take in and absorb. One book I got is poetry, and it's Mary Oliver's Devotions. I was actually watching Haley's video, an ASMR artist's video, and she also featured this book, and I was like, oh my gosh, I also got that book. I had no idea. I literally just watched the video, and I had already gotten the book, and we're on the same wavelength. I love it. But it's Mary Oliver Devotions, and she has some pretty popular poems, and they all kind of focus a lot on nature, and I actually write a lot of poetry about nature, and I feel very inspired by nature easily. So this was a book I felt like would be a good entry to her work. It kind of has a collection of her top poems throughout the decades. So yeah, it's Mary Oliver's Devotions. And yeah, I'm super excited again to just kind of pick it up and read it. Just love, and I feel like it makes me a better writer. It reminds me of like different ways you can write poetry, different styles. So really looking forward to reading her work. It's a big one too. I know there's this trend going around about like your own, like build your own curriculum, and I feel like I've sort of been doing that, where I'm gathering these books like poetry because I write poetry, so that's kind of a little curriculum area. I've been looking at other topics I've been interested in, and one of them is actually like the philosophy of beauty and aesthetics. I've just always been curious about that, and you know, like, what is beauty? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Why is something beautiful? That, you know, there's so many variables to what makes something beautiful. And so I don't know, I'm excited to learn a little bit more about people's perspectives and takes on it. So I was researching some kind of entry books because I'm not trying to be like working through too much dense stuff right now. My brain is just not 100% there. So I did pick up this one though. It's by Roger Scruton, Beauty, A Very Short Introduction. Looks quite short. So it really is like a rather short book, and yeah, I like this. I feel like it's one of those things where I can digest it over time and maybe annotate, make notes. I think I even started reading the first page and felt like it really connected with me, so already that's awesome because it's sort of talking about things I've been thinking about. So Beauty, A Very Short Introduction. So the back of the book says, is beauty subjective? How can we judge it when our tastes vary so much? Can beauty be disturbing? Is it always inspiring? What makes a painting, a symphony, or a landscape beautiful? From pastures to people and Sappho to songbirds, beauty has always attracted and bewildered humankind. What exactly do we mean by beauty, and what place should beauty have in our lives? In this very short introduction, Roger Scruton explores these thought-provoking questions and argues that beauty has an indispensable part to play in shaping the human world. So excited to read that and learn more. I also picked up The Sense of Beauty. This is also kind of a short. I mean, it's pretty small text there, but The Sense of Beauty, being the outline of aesthetic theory by George Santayana. Yeah. So this is, it is remarkably appropriate that this work on aesthetics should have been written by George, who is probably the most brilliant philosophic writer and the philosopher with the strongest sense of beauty since Plato. It is not a dry metaphysical treatise, as works on aesthetics so often are, but is itself a fascinating document, as much a revelation of the beauty of language as of the concept of beauty. So it's the unabridged reproduction of the 1896 edition of lectures delivered at Harvard College, a study of why, when, and how beauty appears, what conditions an object must fulfill to be beautiful, what elements of our nature make us sensible of beauty, and what the relation is between the constitution of the object and the excitement of our susceptibility. So, very interesting. So this is probably a little bit more, dense, but it's still excited to explore its ideas. And finally, last book on beauty. I went a little ham on this. I'm not really sure why, but I'm glad I have them. And I'm not in a rush to finish everything. If I need to take time, that's okay. This is On Beauty and Being Just by Elaine Scarry. So that's what it looks like. Also very small and not as dense, I think. So this book on beauty and being just not only defends beauty from recent political arguments against it, but also argues that beauty continually renews our search for truth and presses us toward a greater concern for justice. Taking inspiration from writers and thinkers as diverse as Homer, Plato, Marcel Proust, Simone Weil, and Iris Murdoch, as well as her own experiences, Scarry writes an elegant, passionate manifesto for the revival of beauty in our intellectual work, as well as our homes, museums, and classrooms. So I like this because this is sort of like an expansion of foundational philosophy ideas about beauty and really applies it to the concept of justice and truth and how do we apply beauty in these scenarios or use it for that, or is it useful, or maybe it's indispensable, it has to be used. So anyway, I think that is fascinating. It caught my eye, so I'm excited to sort of read this after reading those foundational texts. And then last but not least, this is more short stories, but this is I think it's Jorge Luis Borges. It's fiction, and I actually bought this book for a friend for Christmas, and I was like, oh, I want this book as well, so I now picked it up for myself. So it says the 17 pieces in fictions demonstrates the gargantuan powers of imagination, intelligence, and style of one of the greatest writers of this or any other century. Borges sends us on a journey into a compelling, bizarre, and profoundly resonant realm. We enter the fearful sphere of Pascal's abyss, the surreal and literal labyrinth of books, and the iconography of eternal return. More playful and approachable than the fictions themselves are Borges's prologues, brief elucidations that offer the uninitiated passageway into the whirlwind of Borges' genius and mirror the precision and potency of his intellect and inventiveness, his piercing irony, his skepticism, and his obsession with fantasy. So, that's a lot, and I'm excited to read it and learn more. So, yeah, really excited to go through these. Again, also not too much. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be very thought-provoking. I think that concludes all my books, my book haul. That was a good chunk of time. But let's move into my fitness favorites, because obviously books and fitness go together. I don't know. They're just like two things I'm like really into right now. So that's why it makes sense. But let's dive into my fitness favorite. Alright. So I've entered my fitness era even more so than I think previous years. I will say this past year and the year before has felt like 5 years. So it's kind of crazy to think that last year in 2025, I started my consistent, I would say, fitness routine. I did yoga, Pilates, and I did like at home cardio, like treadmill, walking, and cycling. As of this spring, I've upped the ante and I've finally got myself in the gym. I haven't done strength training in ages, maybe like in a decade. I did it in college and then just never really got back into it. I've done like dumbbell weight training and obviously Pilates, you're using your own body strength, but I'm really glad I did those things first to really build in the love for working out. And for me, working out has literally saved my life. Like, it truly is one of the reasons I want to like be on this planet. Exercise is just a way for me to not think about anything, and my mind just gets to like be in my body. I don't know how to explain it. Like, being in my body, I have learned how good it feels, even when you're doing something a little hard. I think I've found a good balance of, I want it to always feel good at the end of the day. So if I'm constantly doing workouts where it's too much or it's a really intermediate level, it's okay to take it down a notch, right? And do something accessible so you can feel confident and grow versus feeling defeated and wanting to quit. So I've taken my slow but sure journey, and I'm proud of that, and I'm still slow and steady. But yeah, I've joined a gym. I go about 3 times a week. I do 2 lower body workouts spread out, kind of beginning and end of the week, and then in the middle I'll do an upper body. And in between all of that, I've been doing running. I was doing like 3 runs a week, and it was too much. So I had to go back down a little bit. I'll increase again, but I was doing too much. My body's like, girl, what are you doing? So I need to kind of work back up to a bit more, but right now about 2 short runs per week, and then I also add in a little cardio when I go to the gym, ab workouts, but also Pilates and yoga. I do continue to incorporate that maybe 1 to 2 times a week depending on the week, because I just really enjoy those for what it offers mobility wise, flexibility, and additional sort of strength training just with body weight. So I have been working out a lot, and I think at one point I was in the gym almost every day for like 2 hours straight, and I loved it. I did have to pare that down because I do need to live my life and maintain relationships and go to my job and like do ASMR. But honestly, working out was just such a coping mechanism for a little bit this past few months. Now I've found like a healthy routine with it where it's not overtaking every day, and now I have just like a collection of my fitness favorites. So today we'll go through my gym bag. This is my little gym bag. It's by Bag Smart. I got it off of TikTok shop, but they also have their own website. I don't know if they sell this one on, I think they might just sell this one on TikTok. I'm not totally sure. But I kept seeing it and I was like, I really want this bag. So it comes with like little keychains. It's got a little handle. I feel like it's perfect for what I need. And I carry it around the gym with me to different machines. So it's just like a nice, simple bag. It has a strap and 2 side pockets here. And it also has some straps at the bottom where you can slip in a yoga mat. I do bring my own yoga mat to the gym if I want to do any stretching in their room where you can do stretching and warm-ups and all that. But I do bring that with me as well. And I use their lockers because sometimes I'll bring different pairs of shoes or a mat, for example. Yeah. So that's what it looks like inside. I'll do a quick what is in my gym bag. I have a lip balm. This is Rhode Peptide Lip Tint in the color Salty Tan. So I always have like a lip balm because it's just nice to have. I have a bag or a pack of Clorox wipes because sometimes I'm in a place where I'm really far away from their cleaning products. So it's nice to like have these on hand just in case I don't want to walk all the way across the room to get a paper towel and cleaning product. I have Clorox wipes I can just use to clean the machines or the weights. I have my 2 ankle straps. These are for cable leg lifts. So these are nice because I will always have these in my bag and I do my cable leg workouts easily. I don't have to rely on the gym to provide these, so I have my own. Yeah, they're pink. Pink is a favorite color around here, okay. I got these kind of microfiber towels, which are great for like sweat, but also I can like put them on the back of a machine if I'm not sure, like if I'm wearing an open back and I don't want to wear like a t-shirt. I will put this on the seat so I'm leaning against it, or if I'm doing hip thrusts and I'm leaning on a bench, I can put this on. And again, for sweat it's really useful. So yeah, just having this is great. Sometimes I've had to use it to wipe down a machine. Yeah. Love these microfiber towels. Oh, and they match my nails. Crazy. Yeah. This came in a pack of like 6 or something, and they're all different colors. I bring hand sanitizer. I have a little combination like comb and mirror. So it's pink as well. I have a pink lock and key. So it comes with a combination and a key. And this is because sometimes I have nails on, like long nails, and the little like combination is so tiny for some reason. So the key is like an easy way to open it, and also kind of another way to open it, just in case something were to happen. So yeah, my locker key. I'll keep like extra hair ties and stuff like that. And then of course I'll bring like my wallet, my keys, my phone. But I also have my Apple Watch. I bought this off of Best Buy, I think, and it's pre-owned. And it's, I forget what version it is, but it's from like 2023 or 2022. And it's honestly perfect because I can easily track my workouts, like look at the time. I can pause a workout, I can start one, and then I can also access my Spotify to easily change the music. So this has been honestly a lifesaver. It obviously can tell you your heart rate, your sleep. I don't really sleep with it, so I don't really care about the sleep stuff, but it can tell you your heart rate and how many steps you take, how many calories, all that, all the stuff you might want to know about working out. And then for runs, it connects to my Strava app where I track my runs there. And yeah, it just is so helpful. I think one day I'll graduate to maybe a Garmin watch for running, but I'm just not there yet. And I would rather wait and see what I would really like before investing in something a little bit pricier. This was like $100, and it goes with my devices because it's Apple, so it's just easy for me. I don't need too much right now. But yeah, my Apple Watch has been honestly pretty great. So that's everything in my gym bag, and I try to keep all of the essentials in here. So I try to keep everything in here so it's easy to just grab it and go. At this point, my gym workouts are typically 3 times a week, and I'll just move it around if I need to. Like some days I'll go at 5 a.m., some days I'll go at 5 p.m. It just kind of depends on if I have something going on in the evening. I'll do it in the morning. If I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before, I probably wouldn't do it in the morning. Just really depends on the week. So yeah, really happy about my new gym bag. I will say I've been buying a lot of gym clothes. In fact, I think I've bought more gym clothes than regular clothes this year. And it's because I'm not really going out like that. Like I go to work a few times a week because I work hybrid, and then I'm home a lot, and then like if I go out with friends, like I already have clothes for going out, so I just don't really need new clothes. So I've just been buying gym clothes, and I need to slow down, although I just bought some new things from Depop. So yeah, this is not from Depop, it is I think from TikTok, but it's these cute like t-shirt and short sets in just like all the bright colors. And I'm telling you, I'm buying backless ones, I'm buying the little sets, because if I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna feel cute. And I admire everyone in there who wears whatever they want. I mean, honestly, everyone looks great. Everyone has their own personal style. And for me, I love these little gym sets. I just feel great, and they are great to work out in because it can kind of get hot in the gym depending on how many people are in there. Yeah, but I'm loving these like colorful sets, and yeah, I've just been really amassing quite a few pieces. So I'm kind of seeing what brands I like, what kind of styles and cuts I like before maybe investing in like premium stuff. But right now, a girl's on a budget, so it's either going to be buying secondhand, which I have found some stuff from Goodwill, like some Nike stuff, some Adidas stuff. So Goodwill and secondhand stores are great to find secondhand premium sport wear or gym wear. But for like sets like this, I'm kind of trying to keep it alternatively low cost. Speaking of Goodwill, I did go one day and buy just like a ton of t-shirts that are from like the men's section and cut them up for running t-shirts. So that's a fun hack, a fun fashion hack. So for example, I bought this, it was a t-shirt, the men's section, and I just kind of cropped it, and now I wear it as like a running top, and I'll put it over like a sports bra essentially, and it's just like a nice layer for like sweat control sometimes. But yeah, it's also just fun to make working out like fashionable for you. I don't think it needs to be. I think whatever's most accessible is going to be good, but I feel like a lot of the time if you're wearing something you're confident in, you have a better chance of working out again because you're excited to wear something cute. I don't know, that's how my brain works. This is another t-shirt. It's Billabong, and I also cut it up. Super fun. I actually wore this one time to the gym because I was doing like a running session on the treadmill, and a girl complimented my outfit, and I was like, thank you. So yes, love these. Find some cute t-shirts, cut them up, you know. And then just like another favorite hack, which isn't something I had to buy, is sometimes I will use things I have and layer them on my workout clothes. So if I'm wearing like a cute sports bra and shorts for running, but I kind of want a little bit more coverage, I have like tank tops, like loose ones, and I'll just kind of like wear it over the sports bra, like tuck it in, and it kind of creates like a fun workout set with things I already own. So that's like a fun hack of like use what you have mixed in with, you know, things that are comfortable and gonna work for your body, for the activity you're doing. So yeah. Other fun accessories I love for running, other than just doing my hair like in a fun braid or fun way, or like sport glasses, which I'll get more into some other ones I have, but I love having fun, you know, and it just makes me happy. So bandanas, wonderful way to collect sweat first and foremost, so highly recommend that in general, but they're also super fun, and I have all these colors. I have way more, but I just brought in a few, and I just pair these with like running outfits. I do like different colors, different themes. Just feel like it makes you again have like more optimism and just fun when you're working out because you feel like you're having fun. I don't know, I always have a great time wearing a bandana when I work out, and I'm really glad that they're just like having a moment right now. And you can do absolutely any colors you like, which is great. They have so many types. Yeah, so love bandanas, highly recommend. I think I shared these running cycling glasses before, but I do have some that are black. So these style. What else do we have? I have the same brand, but it's in this like polarized color, multicolor, I should say. Super fun. So these ones are really cool. Love them. Kind of got like a clear frame and multicolor, sort of red frame lenses, I should say. So love those. And I think my last pair here are these really cute pink ones. Love it. Big fan of all my glasses, and really happy Sport RX gifted me my newest pair. So cute. I mean, the white frame, I'm dead. Like, I love them so much. I honestly, you can even wear these like for fun. Like, who says you can't wear this? I mean, I could wear this with this outfit. and go out. Why not? Life is supposed to be having fun as much as possible. Alright. Last few things of favorites for fitness is a foam roller. I got this because part of the reason why my knees were not feeling great was I wasn't recovering well and I wasn't stretching enough, and I think my body has also just been adapting, but foam rolling honestly has been helping. I've noticed a difference in how I feel, and just, yeah, really great item for stretching and really rolling out the muscles. So, yeah, love my foam roller. And last but not least, this is my pre-workout food. For the most part, depending on the day and what I've eaten, I try to do around 20 to 40 carbs per, pre-workout. And that's really just to give me energy an hour before, 30 minutes to an hour before I end up doing strength training or running. It's just really helpful, and I've noticed a difference. I used to do workouts without eating anything before, and it really kind of depends on how early in the morning, but even in the 5 a.m. sessions, I will try to eat like a little bit, because something in my body is better than nothing. I have just found, for me, I really love these Nature's Bakery fig bars. They are just delicious. They kind of taste like a breakfast bar, and they have 38 grams of carbs, so that kind of like helps give me energy for my workout. And again, depending on the workout and the timing of it, sometimes I'll have oatmeal, sometimes I'll have rice cakes with banana, peanut butter. I'll find some kind of energy boost in food so that I can work out efficiently. This is what it looks like. So good, so delicious. One of my favorite snacks. Love it. Okay. So that concludes my book haul, my recent gym favorites or fitness favorites. So glad I got through all of that. It's probably very lengthy, but necessary to catch you up on kind of the few things I've been doing, which is working out and trying to survive. I feel like this summer is very like I'm trying to have fun, but then there's like a lot of not fun stuff in the background, and it's not like really difficult things. I'm definitely supported and loved, and things are going pretty smoothly on paper, but it's still taxing. And there's just a lot to reflect on, a lot that I'm just trying to process and sort of rebuild a little bit my personality, my life. I'm just in a season where I'm experiencing a lot and really just welcoming that and not holding too firm to expectations or plans right now, just because I'm in a transitional period of life. And honestly, it's kind of transitioning in like a permanent way, like really sort of becoming somebody new, and just getting used to that. So it hasn't always been fun. There's been some very tough moments, and I haven't been able to film, I think, as much as I would like to, but unfortunately there are or life things going on that require my attention right now. And it's, you know, it's not the worst things, but they just do require my attention. And so I'm really looking forward to hopefully everything wrapping up in the next few months for me to like start to take time and pour into the things that I have energy for. But I think right now exercise is just really important to me. My body, my health, just maintaining my health is just so important. It's a meditation practice for me, and of course maintaining my current friendships, my connections the best way I can, and going out living life in the real world. So yeah, I'm doing okay right now, but I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I hope you're doing well and that you enjoyed watching the favorites of mine. But yeah, I appreciate you. I look forward to continuing and seeing you in the next video. But for now, I hope you take care. I hope you're well and that you're at peace wherever you are. But yeah, thank you for watching again, and I will see you next time.